Well, welcome back, everyone, to American Falls. And, well, not much has improved. It's now 9:19 in the morning. I've been here sizing up our situation. As we left off last time, we're in this situation where we just harvested this corn crop. But we do not have enough corn to complete the contract. We're close. We're real close. And there were quite a few cornfields, but they've never come up for harvesting, and now we're gone. There's, as far as I can tell on the map, we'll just jump to my truck. Here we go. There's one field left that's a potential, but it's not up to harvest at this point. I believe this is the field we fertilized in episode 1. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to roll the dice and hope this comes up for harvest and that we can get the missing corn we need and enough corn to complete this contract and complete both. In the meantime, at the end of last episode, we took a cultivating contract. I finished that this morning and did the field next to it as well, just kind of stalling, hoping that this field would come up and we could start the episode with us harvesting corn. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. So here's what I'm planning to do. We are going to turn in those cultivating contracts, which were a lot of fun. So we're going to get rid of both of those. They're complete. Boom. Boom. All right, we got 2 available slots left, and I think what we're going to do is we'll just double check. There's this sunflower field and this sunflower field, and I think all the rest are sugar beet and sugar cane. Someone's got a sweet tooth around here, so we're not too interested in those right now. We got a lot going on, so we still have the harvester up on the cornfield that we couldn't complete, and so we're going to use that to do both these contracts. So we're just going to accept these. Boom. And boom. All right, those 2 are ours. Did we get them? Yes. All right. All right, so that's our plan. Don't know if it's a good plan, but it's a plan. All right, so we're going to head on over. There's technically 1 corn in this, but my understanding is that should overwrite the minute we try to start picking up sunflower. Our trailer is still down at the delivery point for this field, so I'm not too worried about that. Where's the guardrail end? Maybe up here a little further. There's fence there now. The light's not too good here right now. I think it's the cloud. It's still early in the morning, and I think it's going to cloud over, so it's going to be probably a pretty dismal day. But I think the sunflower field we're looking at is this one. The first one is right here on our right. Of course, the map maker has made it interesting for us. Thank you for that. I don't know. I guess you just gotta start somewhere. Right, let him work away at that. I'm sure he'll make somewhat of a mess of it, but we gotta go get the trailer. And we'll get him brought up to the field. And I'll keep monitoring now, although now we're in the situation is I can't accept that corn contract until we get one of these sunflower finished. I don't think, if the contract pops up, I don't think that's going to be a problem. We should get through this first one pretty quick, and then we can turn it in as soon as it's complete, simply due to the fact that we don't have any equipment loaned for it. So I'm not too worried about that. And of course, we're going to pass by our our potential farm up here. We're getting close. We're getting real close to being able to purchase our farm. I think I've said it last episode, and I'm going to say it this one. I'm hoping to get there by the end of this episode. If we don't have any misfortune, the corn has been harvested off it, so that's gone. But it's going to be a cattle farm. So our first field there, that's the only field we really have other than our pastures. We'll probably it's probably going to be grass to start with. Eventually, I'd like to get into maybe doing some corn silage to manufacture cattle feed. But initially, I think our first field, I'm not seeing any baling contracts come up, so I'm a little nervous about that. It is November, so what we plant, I guess if we're going to plant grass on it, it would be best we got it planted this month. That way it would come up first thing in the spring. I am not an expert. If I was an expert, I wouldn't have pulled up here like this. Let's just do a little turn around here. And pretty sure the harvester won't come out as far as the road anyway. But I don't want to be the cause of it turning around prematurely. We can just park right here at the spinnery. Give it a look at what this guy is up to. Really? You're going to back up all the way? No, I didn't think so. I didn't think so, sir. There he goes. All right. How are we filling up? We got 15% on board out of that little row. Oh, no. What are you doing? Like... It'll be really nice when we get our own farm, purchase a few adjoining fields to our cattle farm, and we're able to fix up the fields to make them a little more operational. Alright, so he's running up and down the field. Let's do we'll watch him turn around, and then we'll do a quick double check to make sure that corn contract doesn't come up, but I'm expecting that it's either gonna go away or come up by noon, around noon. Usually what happens. Look at that, look at that sunflower all swaying in the wind. Nice. All right, let's double check for that contract. That'd be no, 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 and no. All right. So we don't have it yet. That's okay. I'm still hopeful. And obviously, I moved the pickup down there so we can just jump here and see real quick, rather than going into the map and checking. We can just jump here real quick and see, is the corn still there? It's still there. There's still hope. Alright, we're gonna let this harvester, I'm probably gonna have to jump in this and do this myself, because this is gonna be a worker nightmare. And I'll do this myself, and I'll bring you back if something interesting happens. But let's get this field here completed as quick as we can, and that way, if that corn contract does come up, we can just grab it right away once this one's out of the way. and everything is going to work out. Everything is going to be just fine. There's going to be no issues whatsoever. And if all that works out, we are gonna, if we can complete these 2 sunflower and the 2 corn crops, we are buying a farm. Alright, I'm gonna see you guys in a few. Alright, that is the sunflower all harvested. It's all on board. And we can get a quick look. Oh no, is it just not spawned in? Has our corn gone away? No, corn is still there. Whew. Okay, all right. Corn is there. I know it's a small thing, but I just don't want to abandon that quest. I really, really don't. Almost, but not quite so far as I was thinking about going in and finding a mod where you can buy corn and just buying some corn. But no, I'm not gonna go that far. Let's get up and get this delivered, and then we can check to see if, well, maybe it's available as a contract. Like I said, I believe that to be the last cornfield on the map right now. So it's the last cornfield of the season, I believe. I'd love to be wrong. As long as any cornfield came up, I'd be happy. But yeah, we'll get this guy traded in, and that will finish those 2 contracts for us. Doesn't help us though, because we still have the corn outstanding, and I don't want to fail that contract. I wonder if I can keep the contract open for a year. No, I'm not going to go that far either. If we lose that cornfield, then it's over, folks. It's a fail. Let's get this guy delivered. I'm not worried about any leftover sunflower, because we're going to be moving soon, hopefully. And when we move, we're going to have to get rid of everything in our silo, sell it from whatever price we can get. So I'm not going to be adding more to it at this point, because we are going to be selling the other property and hopefully turn that into buying an adjacent property, which would be nice. I got paid a little. I like getting paid, so the mission did complete. The other one is already traded in. Let's have a look, see if we got a harvest contract. Maybe when I turn in this harvest contract, maybe it'll encourage another one to spawn. Yeah, right. I think one of them is, no, it was all, the original 4 I think are still here. Oh, well, this is a conundrum. So, let's complete that contract. This is the one we have the equipment on, so we still have the equipment, but I'm not very interested in doing, you know, sugar beet, sugar cane contracts right now, harvesting contracts. So, our options as it looks right now are, we could do a plowing, not do mother's harvesting, we could do a fertilizer, or maybe we go ahead and we have sorghum, canola, and some oats in inventory. Probably not the best price for them, but we could get that silo emptied out and kill some time. All right, so let's give that a whirl. We got the trailer, we got the tractor. I know this is not the ideal time to do this, but moving day is coming and we have time to fill. So where's our new home? Our old home, our current home? It's up here. Going the wrong way. Alright, so we got 3 loads. I think we should get it all in 3 loads. I can't remember the capacity of this trailer. I think we should get it all in 3 loads. We'll load the individual item, find the best price we can get for it, and go sell it. That'll help with our finances as well. And alright, well, I'm not going to force you to listen to me yak and drive up there. I'll bring you back when we get a load loaded and we figure out where we're going. Alright, we're loaded with canola, And we're going up to the American Grains, I think it's called. It's the one up by the bale selling station. So it's the best price. It's fairly close. Just up at the end of this road up here. So there is some distance, but we should be able to cover it fairly quickly. Trailer holds over 20,000 now that I realize, or around 20,000. So yes, it will hold all of it. And another thing occurred to me while I was there. We have built that fermenting silo. And we have fermented 100,000 roughly silage. Could we sell some of it? Sure could. But I'm interested in taking a quick look at our new potential farm. And I'm pretty sure there should be a way there to store silage. So rather than sell it if we don't have to, I'd much rather transfer that. And then if we were to make, all we would need to do to make from our fields was hay, and we can make a considerable amount of TMR to feed cattle. I was originally thinking, well, we just feed them hay. I think it would be acceptable to feed calves just hay and raise them up to adults, and the reduction in their happiness or health wouldn't matter. But sure, if we can get into the business properly and manufacture TMR, I like that idea. We can probably get rid of as much as half of it, because depending on how many calves we get, we're not going to go through that much before the next season, and we can make more. But if we can keep all of it, we're going to keep all of it, if it's feasible at all. So I think the price is around $1,200-1,300 for this per 1,000. We got 10,000, so you can see the math there. It's an alright payday. Look at that, almost $16,000. Good, very good. Onward and upward. Alright, I'll get the next two jumped, and we'll see where we get our cash at, but I am suspecting that we'll be to a point with our cash that we can go ahead and buy our farm. Alright, back in a few. Alright, so the corn, not quite there yet. The corn crop still exists, but it has not become available to us yet. I am starting to have my doubts about that ever happening. I have gone over to the cattle farm. We now have enough money to, barely enough money to buy the cattle farm. So what I'm thinking is, well, we got the tractor and everything. Let's check to see what the story is on the cattle farm. So the day is here. This is going to be really tight, but I think we can do this. It's going to leave us with, what, 5 grand? Boom. We now own the cattle farm. Okay. Let's do this real quick. Apparently now we have storage capacity for milk. That's the cattle barn. I'm not seeing anything for silage, though. All the regular culprits to be expected, because we have that duplicated in the other silos. So there's apparently no... That's weird. I'm showing storage for straw, but nothing for silage. I think this might be silage manufacturing. Yeah, so I gotta buy that. That's another 60,000. Interesting. So I don't own that. I wonder if I can put silage back into a silage silo. This is where product comes out. Would I be able to put it in? And where is the capacity for straw that I'm showing? So this is a standard silo over here. This is... Yeah, I'm not liking either that the out is here, because that means I'd have to get a big conveyor and stuff like that. Not loving that. Not loving that. Not loving where this is too either. Because if this wasn't here, we could much better utilize this field space. That might be a change we make. These are extensions for something or another. I don't know which. Let's see if we can get some insight into this. So that's funny that we can demolish that even though we don't own it. We have to buy it for 60,000. This looks like just a storage shed. This is the slurry pit. That can stay. These are, if I recall correctly, these are two different fermenting bunkers. So one is for regular grass. That's not going to give us a straw though. They come up separately. Now it's the whole thing. That's the whole cattle barn. This is just another regular shed maybe. Maybe it's got a... Maybe that's where our work trigger is. I think my assumption was that this was either sheep or chickens. Probably sheep. Oh. Open air. Do you want to sell the open air shed? That doesn't help. Hold on. Do I have triggers turned on? I'll turn on triggers. But hold on a second. What were we in before that it was showing blue? Oh, yeah. They're coming up as we can demolish. But that isn't. That seems more normal to me now. I don't know what we were in before. But yeah, we can demolish these, which I think are silo extensions. Will it tell us what they are? Oh. Do you want to sell animal barn cows big for... What is that? That's $250,000. Is that... What? Animal... Sell animal barn cows big. Oh, whoa, now that, yeah, that's everything. What? What? So all these buildings are linked together and sell all as one? This is all part of the cow pen. And then this silo was laid inside of that footprint. So if these silos are part of the cow farm, are they just decorative? They might just be decorative. This is separate. This is separate. So this is the flat bottom bin. Yeah. We probably aren't going to keep that in the future. Does it say what this is? That's not the right button. No, 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 no. That is bunker silo medium. Okay. That says bunker silo medium, but I think they're modded. They're modded out. Yeah, I would love to get rid of these because I don't really like this style of flat bottom bins. If we got rid of those, then we could bring the field up to here, increasing our field area, and then we just need to be able to find a place to put silos, which maybe here? There is space here. There is space here for things. So that open air shed confuses me. We'll turn on the animal markers in a minute, figure that out. Okay. I don't know. It doesn't appear we have a place right now that we can put our silage. So do we just sell it all? Or do we make a place to put it? Or maybe we figure out how we can get what we need and turn it into TMR, because I think the animal markers are on here. Animal markers are showing. If we make it into TMR, I think we can just, even without cows, we can just load it right into the cow pens. That must... So that's out. That must be where something comes out. Manure, probably? Manure heap? Hard to say. This is where feed goes in. Maybe feed and straw for bedding. That's a water well. This is probably where slurry or milk comes out. Right. So the animal markers are showing there. I don't have 60,000 to buy that. But that being said, I don't think I can put silage back into one. I don't know. We got some vehicle storage there. And this is just a storage building. Okay. That seems like a building we could lose. Make room for something more useful. Okay, I have no idea what this building is. I don't think it's part of the farm, part of the cattle farm, barn. I assumed this was like a sheep barn or something, but it's not. This is pretty much just a decorative building in that regard. Not finding that to be terribly useful. Apparently we don't have a workshop trigger. Figured that's what that was. We got a lot to figure out. So this is the manure heap. I'm assuming... So this is slurry over here at the slurry pit. That's where the slurry collects. So this has got to be milk. This is where stuff comes out of the milk plant. Okay, this is the milk comes out. Okay. And that's just water. That just happens to be a water well next to it. Yeah, okay. Alright. Okay. Yeah, there's the... I don't know if we can open this door. We cannot. We can just peer in through the windows at the magic that is milk production. Okay. And last check. Yeah, I think we checked this before when we were harvesting or fertilizing the corn over here. And one is, okay. Oh, that is not how I remember. I remember. Oh, let's check the triggers. So let's just turn on some of this stuff. And well, colorblind mode is kind of... So that's only the help windows. Okay, that shows us. So fill level, that's a standard bunker. And I think this is a weird bunker. Yeah, alfalfa hay. So this one had to be specifically put in so that you could put alfalfa in here and make silage out of it. Right. I guess there's nothing really stopping us from just making a random pile of silage here either. I'd rather. Then you gotta pick it up. Well, picking it up with the thing we have is no problem. As long as you have a tractor. I guess all of it needs a tractor. So we could just do a dump it on the ground sort of a thing and then pick it up as we need it. Not a horrible solution. I guess this is just a standard storage shed as well. Okay. Well, we own a cattle barn, folks. That's good. It's always good news. Still no movement on this front. I would hate to have to abandon that quest. Alright, so the question is, what's our next move? We don't have a lot of money right now. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to... we have extra silage. Let's go sell this silage. And I think at the end of the day we're going to end up using this one. But we don't have the 60,000 to buy it right now. And that's fine. We'll get there. So let's go sell this. Am I going to regret selling this? No, I don't think so. I've got a plan. We can mow grass at any time. So what we might do is when we get settled away and all this gets worked out, if we were to buy a small trailer and a small tractor with a mower, we could probably mow some grass and throw it into the silage bins too for extra silage. That'll be all fermented by the time the silage we have runs out. So I'm not worried about that. We would have to also turn some of that grass into hay because we don't have any hay. So let's sell this batch. And then we may run out the clock today and see if we are going to get access to that corn. Today is the last day to harvest corn, so when that's over, it's over. I'm definitely going to load another load of this. We should get some contracts, maybe for plowing or cultivating or even fertilizing, come up in December even, maybe even in January, some contracts that we can utilize. And if that's the case, we can use the tractors for that to do some mowing or moving around silage, that sort of thing. So I'm not too worried about that. We may end up losing access to a trailer. We may have to buy one. But I want to run up real quick now, and we're going to check to see. I'm just going to put some silage in the trailer. Doesn't have to be a lot. Because if it doesn't work, well, it doesn't work out, we're going to end up dumping it on the ground up at the farm here, or selling it. So before we get into a position where we got to make a hard decision on that, I want to just put a little bit in, and then I want to see if I can dump silage back in to the fermenting silo. If that's the case, then I can probably do the same with the one up at our new cattle farm. It's a lot of ifs, maybes, could be's. And if I can do that, then maybe we'll make a priority getting that up and running. I mean, the other angle is we could do, like I said, with the grass. We could sell all the silage, don't worry about it. Cut some grass, make hay, and I am doubting this highly. Yeah. This is where we'd have to dump it. No, it's not going to let us put it back in. Not surprised by that at all. It's okay. Alright, so what we're going to do is maybe run the clock ahead a little bit and see what happens, and see if we can get access to that corn, or definitively know we're not going to get access to that corn. And then we'll, if we can't get access to the corn, maybe we'll do something with the silage today. And if we can't get, you know, yeah, we'll figure out something to do with the silage if we need to. All right, back in a few. All right, we got the last of the silage brought up. I decided to store it all up here and get the rest of that dumped. It's not too bad. We have a way of picking it up, kind of. We have the piece of equipment that'll pick it up off the ground, the forage pickup, but we don't actually have a tractor that will run it yet. But the next step for us is to, I guess the next step for us, it's empty. Next step for us is to double check to see if, firstly, does the corn still exist? It does. It's not available yet. It's looking like this is not going to happen. But that's fine. That's okay. So, we are done with our old farm. Now, I had a thought just a second ago as I was driving back here with my last load, and I was thinking we can go ahead and we can sell that farm. And then I realized that we bought this piece of land with buildings on it, and I know there was a thing that if you wanted to sell a piece of land, if the buildings were sellable, you had to sell them before you could sell the piece of land. I decided I was going to leave all the buildings intact. I wasn't going to remove them. I didn't want to be greasy. But if it won't let me sell the piece of land, I don't want to have, I mean, I don't have use for the buildings at all. I could sell all the buildings, which is still kind of greasy because I'm taking the money for the buildings, and turn it into a field, but then I got a field up here and my farm is down here. I'd much rather purchase, you know, one of the adjoining properties. And now, well, you pay for the land, so I mean, so what to do? Let's try to sell it. If it'll sell with the buildings onto it, cool. If not, we might have a problem. All right, so its value is still $97,000, what I paid for it. And if we hit sell, boom. You cannot sell this land while you still own placeable objects on it. You have to sell the objects first. All right, so I guess I guess we sell the buildings. I don't want to do it that way, but we're going to invest it into land anyway. So Yeah, when that dawned on me a minute ago. I'd always assumed I was just going to sell the land for what I paid for it. Cool. But, yeah, it kind of dawned on me that it wasn't going to happen like that, eh? That's regrettable. That's not what I intended to do here. But that being said, I'm going to invest it in land adjacent to the farm. And maybe what I'll do, yeah, so. And of course, I don't own any farm equipment either. Like I got nothing except a pickup truck and that forage pickup. So I could take the money I get for this and invest it in farm equipment. I mean, I might get enough to buy a half-decent mid-range harvester out of selling all these buildings. So it's not like it's a freebie. It's getting me a little farther down the road, but it's not fantastic. And I'm gonna rebuild some stuff at a loss too. I kind of like this little silo. Maybe I'll replace the big silo with that. So anyway, watch now we sell everything and it still won't let us sell the land. In which case, I'll consider it a win and just leave the land sitting here. Spoiler alert for all those people who were looking for collectibles. Oh, the spinny wheel of saving. Haven't seen that in a while. Okay, here we go. Done. All right. All right. What I might do now is I might run the clock forward as far as I can. Even if it comes down to me having to harvest that crop in the dark, I'll do it. I'll bring you back probably to tell you I'm going to do it, and then I'll bring you back to show you it's done. I think there's like a 10% chance that that's going to happen. I just think either the crop is going to disappear or it'll run out the rest of the day and never become available. So all right, we'll jump ahead to whichever happens, and let's see what happens. Okay, well, it's 30 minutes to midnight when everything changes over and we'll no longer be able to harvest corn anyway, and the contract hasn't come up yet. I suppose maybe I jumped the gun. No, I haven't. It's not going to happen, folks. Surprisingly, another sugarcane harvest came up. Like you'd have time to do that. I think probably if it came up in the next 30 minutes, I could grab it and do it. But I think the boat sailed on that one. So now the question that's left is, do I fail the contract? Or do I just let it slide into oblivion and see what happens? I might wait till tomorrow and just see what happens. Maybe it'll be stuck in limbo. It'll be a good test for us to see what happens when you do roll over a day on a mission like that. So, all right, I'm going to call it there for today, and we'll pick it up tomorrow. We'll see what happened with the failed corn contract. And we now have our farm, and we have a bit of money. So we'll figure that out tomorrow. All right. Thanks for coming, everybody. See you next time.